to step you through what the middle theme, the central theme that we're wanting to talk about today is. And of course the message is hurry up and slow down. But more important than that, it's actually learning how to connect with yourself, thank you. Connect with yourself and work out exactly what you want your life to look and feel like. Because we do often fall into the habit of going into that cycle of hurrying without actually thinking or feeling what we really want to do. Just can't seem to find the energy to do what I want. And the most important one that I want to draw your attention to today, and is in fact the central theme that we have, is I'll look after myself when I've done ... the to-do list. So when does the to-do list stop and the self-nurturing start? Holistic health to me is the whole picture of your life. So it's all about connected relationships, having a spiritual practice, eating clean, all of those types of things. So it's really, really fundamental stuff that's the framework of looking after yourself. So they're simple daily rituals. They're permission to stand tall. So the Tall Poppy Project name was chosen because I wanted to help women to actually stake a claim on what they wanted their life to look like. And to me, being a tall poppy is not the negative connotation of the stick your head above the pack and think you're better than anyone else. It's actually just standing tall in what you want your life to look like. So what do I know? Why am I standing here talking to you about health? When I was at school, I thought that being successful was using your brain. So at the age of 26, I'd reached all of my success. I was at the top of my game in forensic biology. I moved across into medical science because forensic biology is not like CSI. Ripped off, I know. And also they always have lights at crime scenes. You don't need to use a torch. I decided to move back into science management, and that was a really great time for me professionally because I learnt that I was good at inspiring people, but also one of the things that I loved to do was educate people about health. Unfortunately, in medical science, as most of you will be aware, a lot of it is driven by the need to make money, as is all commercial enterprise. And so what I found was we had patients being pushed in one end and out the other with not really much empowerment around their health. And there's also no ownership of how your health was affecting you long term. And that was a worry to me because I thought if we're not empowering people about their health, where does that leave us? We're teaching our children that they don't have to look after themselves, they eat and do whatever they want, and then all of a sudden they get a pill and then continue on through the medical systems. I couldn't keep working for a medical company that was all about making money. It wasn't fitting my heartfelt desire to actually help people with their health. As the universities want to do, it intervened in the space of a year with 2 daughters and also becoming the carer for my dad at the age of 85. I went from having the success and money and reputation that I thought was the definition of success to being at home in 4 walls with a 6-month-old, a 12-month-old and an 85-year-old man. Not happy, Jan. After 5 years of me caring for him, actually tomorrow, a year ago, he passed away. And what I realised in the middle of my absolute self-destruction that I went into after that was that I had completely lost touch with what I wanted in my life. I'd been a carer, I'd been a manager, I've done all these things, and I didn't know what I wanted. For self-destruction for me, unfortunately, meant that I put on a massive amount of weight in 3 months. I actually started drinking most nights to help me go to sleep. I took up smoking again. I actually really disconnected from everything that gave me joy, and it ended up being a very, very dark place. I think that my dad reached from beyond the grave and smacked me across the head one night. I honestly do, because I had this realisation that at the age of 90, I saw him die with every single dream and wish and hope for his own life locked away inside him. So even sadder than losing a parent is seeing someone, excuse me, pass from this planet having not expressed what they really truly want. That's the saddest thing that anyone could ever show you. So I started practicing what's called radical self-respect, and I pulled myself out of that deep, dark hole by doing things like exercising every day and meditating every day and connecting with my friends and allowing myself some playtime. For me, the whole journey of actually giving myself permission to design my life was being able to do a job that I really, really was passionate about. And that is inspiration of other people and also education, that there is a way that you can take control of your life. It just goes to show that even someone who is intelligent and does know what they should be doing with their health can completely lose the plot. So please don't feel bad or judgmental of yourself if you're not where you want to be. It's perfectly natural, but one of the things that we're going to talk about today is connecting the feeling to where you want to go in life. Now, at the moment, my definition of success has gone from money and status and a fancy car and the nice house and all of that, to actually just being as simple as I want to feel good. That's it. I want to feel good. I want to feel connected to my family and to my husband. I want to treat myself well. I want to do something that I'm good at that actually is helpful to other people. I want to be able to inspire other people to take control of their life. Do we ever stop in the middle of that day and think, okay, the to-do list is still there, but how am I feeling? Does anyone ever do that? We get so caught up in the doing that we forget how to be. I don't believe that we can have everything perfect all the time. This is not what this is about. Holistic health is about creating the framework each day so that you've got those calming and centering things happening, so that when the unbalance happens or imbalance happens, you can deal with it. When I was at uni, the whole myth was you can be a superwoman. You can have the career, have the fancy car and all the material stuff. You can also be a perfect mother, perfect wife. You can look fantastic. How much pressure does that put you under? Is it even attainable? Honestly, do you need everything that society says that you want to? For me to move from a dark place to where I am now was all about how do I want to feel, because the logic that I always used as a scientist it wasn't serving me. The thinking about something wasn't serving me, but feeling about it is. Now what I mean by that is turn this beautiful thing off that's here and start living from your heart space. Now when people say that, as a scientist I used to think, oh, isn't that lovely and woo-woo. Heart space is just simply listening to yourself. It's not woo-woo. It's not some concept that only people in tie-dyed clothes get. It's honestly, it isn't. But as someone who, external society says that we have to think about things. Think about it, logic it out, write lists, make to-do lists, la, la, la. What about just feeling? So I really want you to work from that space now. So what does your delicious life look, feel, taste, and smell like? Now, your version of delicious life is not going to be mine or anyone else's, nor should it. This is about your experience on the planet. Don't be a 90-year-old person passing away knowing that you've done none of the things that you really wanted to. Because what the hell are we here for? This is about the gravestone test. If you want someone to be writing on your gravestone, she was a good worker. She was awesome. Worked heaps of hours. Didn't have any relationships. Wasn't very happy. But she was a really good worker. Or a great friend. Or spontaneously, I don't know, bungee jumped, skinny dipped, I don't know, whatever your thing is. So think about how you want people to remember you. This is about leaving a legacy. It's not just about going through the day with a to-do list. So what I'd like to talk to you about is radical self-respect. Now the word radical I meant as this is something that you need to do every single day. So for me, my disconnection from where I wanted to be in my life was all about being completely dislocated from myself, as in my feeling self, and also from everything that gave me joy. So radical self-respect is about having the daily rituals to make sure that you are able to have a simple daily framework to get you through the stress. We are all going to be under stress at some point. There is no person on this planet that doesn't experience that. But if you continue to treat yourself well through radical self-respect, you can actually fly through that or, coast through it without being caught up in it. It is willpower free. What we're talking about is willpower free steps. This is not some, oh, you've got to be a vegan and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. It's not about having rules, it's about respecting yourself. I follow the feeling now that is like, if you get really excited about something, it's like your soul is wagging its tail. Like, oh, excited. So that's the feeling I'm talking about. So when do you ever get that feel? The rituals of self-respect. We're going to be working with these a lot in the next hour. So, okay, we are going to have a little bit of fun now. On your table, there is actually a sheet that looks like this on one side and that on the other. And you're going to do a little bit of assessment now on exactly what your poppy looks like. So when I say what your poppy looks like, we've talked about 7 different radical self-respect rituals. So you'll come up with, in the next couple of minutes, an actual visual representation of how you're going. It's a very, very simple tool, but it's very good to use even with your children. I'm finding we've actually got these on the fridge at the moment, and the girls actually know the names of each one, kind of understand them. The purpose thing's a little bit hard to teach little children, but they colour it in themselves. So not yesterday, the day before, Cleo came home and said, "Mummy, how's your poppy going?" I said, "Oh, I'm okay." She's like, "No, come over here and do it." And I coloured it in. No play. She's like, "Time to go to the beach, Mummy." It's like, let's dispel the myth, first of all, that there is any such thing as a perfect poppy. There is not. And this will change week after week. Okay, so the rituals of radical self-respect are often just tiny little tweaks. Nothing that we're talking about is a massive leap. It's just doing these things that we need to do to underpin our health every single day. So think about the 7 levels. Take your poppy home and actually talk about it with your family as well. One of the things that I often talk to clients about is what can you stop doing? Because a lot of the hurrying that we do is actually stuff that either doesn't need to be done or you don't want to do it. So start getting honest with what actually is something that serves to help you wag your tail and what doesn't, and start trying to drop some of the things that aren't important. So the key message is to follow the feeling. So follow the feeling, use your internal looking instead of external version of success, and adjust as you fly through life. So correct your course. If you start feeling like you're hurrying and that there's this wacky to-do list and you're not stopping, just readjust to the feeling. So I want to take you back to my original story. So when my father had passed away, I had disconnected, I was depressed, I was very unmotivated, felt pretty ordinary about myself and about the world. And just in 1 year, these radical self-respect tools have brought me to a place where I feel actually quite good and connected, have awesome friends, beautiful business colleagues, and a business that I truly stand for. So please give yourself permission to do the same. So don't forget your gift. Stand tall and stake a claim on exactly how you want your life to look and to feel. Design your delicious life, and by you doing that, you give permission for everybody else to do the same. Thank you very much.